A lot of people want to know how I ride the electric unicycle or what makes me do it every day. But the secret to it is more simpler than you think. Let's get straight into it on why you keep seeing me ride this electric unicycle thing, EUC machine, and what's the secret behind it, what makes it work, and why you see people constantly riding this machine. So let's talk about mental fortitude and focus. Riding the electric unicycle puts you in a different state of focus than any other vehicle I've ridden so far. Imagine you're flying, but you're not in an actual airplane. You're not in a helicopter. You're not on a jet, but you're on the land, and simply where you think is where you go, and all it takes is a simple body movement. And that's equivalent to flying and riding the electric unicycle. All it takes is some commitment and repetitiveness, and something that you can be comfortable doing every day. An upgrading experience, a constant learning experience, and the opportunity to advance your mental fortitude and to really excel in so much more areas. Every time you step on the electric unicycle, you learn something new. And the fact that when you're riding, or even if you just start to ride, or if you're riding, there's always something to learn. Whether it's the way how the wheel behaves on the road, whether if it's the road itself, or whether it's something new on the road, or a new mode of the wheel, maybe an update. The one thing I could say is that's something that never gets old. Riding the electric unicycle, it really builds up your dexterity, your mental strength, and it gives you the opportunity to focus, because one wrong move and that's literally it for your ride. So it requires you to do this thing that I call it this term called locking in. It makes you lock in, and the longer you're able to lock in, the more better of a person you become, the more of a better rider you become. And the more you keep advancing as an individual, you would be surprised the amount of skills that you can gain from just learning how to ride this one thing. Because every action that you do affects your ride experience. It affects how you travel. It affects the wheel. And then you're connected to the environment, So all of these factors play a part. Like every move that you do plays a part when you're riding the electric unicycle. And the fact that this vehicle is something that you just keep on learning. You keep on learning. You're riding on this one-wheel machine, and people really view it as a phenomenon. You're riding on this one-wheel, single-wheel device. No extra wheels, just one tire, and you're moving around the city. It's just breathtaking, the experience, I have to add. Very exhilarating experience, addicting experience. And you have the mobility of a motorcycle, but even better. You could turn on an instant. You can easily just dodge certain things, and you're the swiftest vehicle around, pretty much. You could turn at your free will because it's connected to your body. So imagine playing a video game, and when you hold the controller and you press a button, every button does something on the controller. So with the electric unicycle, your body is the controller. A lot of people constantly ask me, does it use a remote? Does it take a remote? And I'm like, no, it does not use a remote. You just simply hop on, use your body muscles, of course, and you flex those muscles, whether it's the heel of your foot or the top of your shoulders or your arm flick or your fist, everything is all connected. This phenomenon, single wheel device, tracks your body movements and calculates the amount of velocity that it needs to go. So if you're not mentally there, you should not ride this device, because it takes mental fortitude in order to ride the device. If you're calm and collected, and you tone your body's anxiety down, you could ride this machine. If you're a highly anxious person who has very anxious, high levels of anxiety, a person who's very timid and soft-willed and weak-willed, and you're not able to control yourself, this machine is definitely not for you. So this actually builds, this riding this machine builds your character like no other machine. I'm still waiting to find something else that gives myself a mental challenge like this EUC electric unicycle. When you're traveling on one wheel and you're just going above 30 miles an hour and you're getting to where you want, it really is its own unique experience. Very unique experience. Something that I could never trade. I really don't know anything else I would trade for that experience alone. The freedom. This gives you the feeling of freedom. To be able to move at free will. You're feeling the wind in your face. Your hands are free and your body's able to just move around. You're not stuck in a seat. You know, after a while, when you're driving in a vehicle, you're stuck in the seat, your hands are stuck on the steering wheel. If I want, I could just lift my hands up, put it in the air and wave. I can wave at every single person. I could put my hands out and pretend like I'm flying like a bird. Can you do that with a car? I don't think so. You'll see how fast you get into an accident. So, even for new riders, right? If you pay attention to new riders, they're still learning that whole focus thing, and they're getting their bodies in tune with the wheel. You know, you can tell a new rider from the way how they're moving, because their confidence isn't really that high. They're still building that goes towards your character. You're building the confidence. You're building up your stamina. That goes back to your mental fortitude. You know, that your longevity. So all of that plays a part in riding this one-wheeled, single-wheeled phenomenon they call the electric unicycle. So this is why you keep seeing us ride. Partially, this is why you keep seeing these machines flying around. Because when people realize how convenient it is, and they realize they can just easily fit it into their home and make it be a part of their lifestyle without crowding up your home, your apartment, your space, it just only makes sense to add this to your arsenal of things. 2 wheels and it still won't fit the size of an actual motorcycle. You can get 2 wheels and have them, and it still won't fit the size of a real motorcycle. A motorcycle and an e-bike takes up way more space. You can easily fit it into your car. Like you can easily put it under the desk at the office, or if you have a small one, you can fit it into the locker. Nobody would know. And it's not as loud and obnoxious. It's safe for the environment, for the emissions. It's electric, so it doesn't spit out dangerous fumes. So it's actually better for the planet. So if you talk about being more greener, this machine is doing that, saving lives. A lot of people, health is important, right? So when you have something like this, you're not contributing towards the death of millions of people. Just think about it that way.